Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talk Therapy Heal. Listen, if you all missed the last, because we're on season three. So if you missed the first episode of season 3 titled The Ghosting and No Contact Era, go back and watch it on our YouTube, listen on our podcast. Tonight, we're going to stay in the same vein.
Yeah.
And our title is Ghosted and Grown.
Ooh.
Ghosted and Grown. I'm excited.
Ghosted and grown. So what do you do after you've been ghosted? What do you do? How do you respond? How are you feeling after being ghosted?
Can we be honest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, some people, after being ghosted can feel rejected, abandoned, like anger. A lot of different emotions come up when you, and I guess I'm saying that from an unhealed perspective,
Right.
though, too, right? Yeah, you left me. How dare you? Like, what did I do to you? Kind of thing.
Yes. That was going to be my first question. Like, because the first thing I think people would think is, what did I do wrong?
Right.
You know, especially because you know how our minds kind of work. First, I'm calling. I'm going to make sure you're okay. Then I'm going to call, and then you don't answer or text. That's not like them. They would usually respond back. So it's so many tries, I think. And then it goes to, what did I do to them? And then the anger kick in. And then you're recounting and rethinking, what did I do? Let me see. Did I say something wrong? And may even apologize and say, hey, because you know I'm good at sending voice texts. Hey, Kenya, you know, because he's not my husband for this illustration. Hey, Kenya, I don't know what's going on. I hope you're okay, because people wonder, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Did you have an accident? Illnesses. It's a lot of things that I think can run through people's mind. Because you didn't ghost me and I ain't did nothing to you, and I'm a nice person.
Yeah. I want to say this, though, because I know when we think about ghosting, it's it takes a whole emotional toll on you. But I want to say being ghosted is an event, not your identity.
That's good.
So you don't become the ghosted or however you want to choose to take on the identity of it. But being ghosted is an event, not your identity.
Absolutely.
And that just really, when I was like, yeah, because a lot of people will take that on like, almost like trauma, right?
Yeah.
We take on the identity of trauma and we make the trauma who we are instead of separating ourselves from the event of traumatic things and saying, this is who I am, this is what happened.
Right.
I don't have to become what happened to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So ghosting triggers old wound.
Ooh.
Ghosting creates psychological pain, relational pain, and physical pain. The psychological pain looks like obsessive thoughts.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why did this happen? What did I do? Do I deserve this? It's almost as if it's evidence, right? The ghosting is evidence of what the person believes themselves to be, i.e. taking on
The identity.
the identity of it. Relational pain, it's reactivation of attachment wounds. And I won't get ahead of myself, right? But an attachment wound can come from mom, dad, caregiver, friend, spouse.
Yeah.
But the attachment of it, I mean, it triggers many things on the various domains that we live in. And when I say domains, I'm like physical domain, spiritual domain, all emotional domain, all of those domains that we as people live on.
Absolutely. I think what a lot of people need to do if they have been ghosted is quit trying to fix it. You can't fix what you don't know was broke.
You don't. You can't.
And we hold ourselves to such a standard. Well, this person left. They didn't say anything. What was it that I did? Why didn't they call? You're asking all these questions that only that person knows the answer to. And like we said in the last segment, it's up to individuals to communicate so that everybody's on the same sheet of music. You can't run yourself in the ground trying to fix what somebody else may have broken, or they're not even aware that something is broken. And then the last thing would be just understanding that ghosting stunts growth.
Oh, yes, it does. Ghosting stuff.
If you always, if you've been ghosted, you can't sit back and just wallow in hurt, low self-esteem, pain, and this, that, and other, because you're not able to grow at that point because you're stuck in a certain area. And then the other impact, if you were the person that did the ghosting, you're not willing to go forth and face what may be there to try to fix it. And so you can't move forward either. So now you got two people stuck in the same mess.
Wow.
Yeah.
It made me think of, so let's say that someone ghosts off of a rumor that they heard. Now we're grown. And as grown-ups, as we're speaking about growth and grown, we should be able to go to the individual and have a
I was gonna say the operative word here is
should and have a conversation.
Yes.
That is probably going to be not easy. It's going to be uncomfortable, potentially, that conversation. But I'm sitting up thinking as y'all are speaking, being a whole grown adult, we don't do all of those things. I get upset at Larisha because of something that I heard someone else say, maybe in the community, but I should know her character over that person, or because this person don't deal with her anymore, I'm not going to deal with her anymore when I know her better than that and I don't have a conversation. So I'm ghosting a person on hearsay and have the great potential of ruining an amazing iron sharpeneth iron relationship because I'm going off a rumor instead of being grown and having a conversation. Oh, that happens so much. That's why I be bringing it up.
Definitely.
You're thinking, I see it. It's all up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean, off of a rumor, what does that say about the person
Come on.
hearing the rumor? Like, you hear a rumor. Can we define what a rumor is? Like, I feel like I need to look that up.
Okay, I'm about to say, do I need...
So y'all talk. So, because I feel like when we talk about taking on or listening to a rumor, why can't I spell though?
So to give you, it makes me think just a little bit, because I know you're going to define rumor. Whomever, somebody or somebodies are still in a childlike state.
There you go.
You're not operating as an adult. You're operating as a child in an adult body.
So so rumor is a currently circulating a story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth. So it's an untruth. So I'm sitting here thinking about the person who is taking in this truth. Because if I know Larisha and I sit here and I take in what somebody is saying and I know Larisha and I know this to be untruth, what does that say about me?
Yeah.
Right.
As a person to listen to that? Because as an adult, especially as an adult, a healed, grown adult, and yes, I put grown and adult together.
Come on.
There's a purpose.
Exactly.
A healed, grown adult, I should be able to say, you know what? No, how you're describing Larisha is not my experience with her, so I'm not going to let you say these things.
Should. That's a
Again,
should word.
that should word coming up again, the operative. Should. I should be able to stop you and say, no, that's a false truth about her, and stop the rumor from being spreaded. But because most people don't have that should word is just, it's not there. They take that rumor, that untruth, and take it along and spread it even further. To where now we got not just one person who's saying, oh, I can't believe Larisha like that. You got multiple people now without even fact checking.
Come on.
Without even calling Larisha and saying, hey, girl, is this true?
Yeah.
They just take it and run with it. And now you got all these folks around here ghosting and grown.
Ghosting and grown.
Well, you know that.
Wow.
Sam was really hitting at it, and we're all hitting around there. You're talking about ghosting. Ghosting is something you do from an immature standpoint. When you're grown, the Bible says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yes.
So at what point do we put away childish stuff when we are grown? And so for a lot of people, I say it's not congruent. You can't be sitting up ghosting people or even sometimes being on that other side and calling yourself grown because you're acting like a child.
So wait a minute. What I hear you saying is we got a whole bunch of people out here with big ages, but small-minded.
Absolutely. You know, I watched this movie a long time ago, and I hope I can remember the name of it, but Steven Seagal was in it, and it was two Jamaicans that were supposed to be the bad guys. And I can't remember the name of the movie, but one of them was about to have a fight scene with him, and because Steven Seagal had killed his brother, and he told him he was going to cut him and do all this stuff. And he said something that always stuck with me. He says, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody doesn't want to die. So people want to call themselves grown, but they don't want to quit acting like a kid. It's time for growth.
Yeah, what is the name of that movie?
It's going to hit me in a minute.
People going to be in the comments like, what's the name of the movie?
Right.
We need to know.
And I can't do the voice, but he was like, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. Yeah, so there it is.
That's true.
Wow. But you know, as I'm sitting here thinking even further, and I have written this down about someone spreading a rumor. And we're talking about healing, folks, people being healed. Healing begins when you accept that not everyone has the capacity to communicate honestly. Point one. And you don't need their words to validate your worth. So Larisha wouldn't need my words to validate her worth, because she know who she is.
Come on, come on.
Ask y'all. I was going to tell y'all. I'm like,
I don't need your validation.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
But the other thing though, when we've been ghosted, we ask that question, why, right? We're needing closure.
Right.
We're waiting for closure, but closure keeps you stuck.
I was about to say that.
Waiting for closure keeps you stuck. You stuck. Not the other person, because they didn't went on. The person who started the rumor, or even whoever decided that they were going to ghost, they didn't went on to ghost somebody else.
Exactly.
And here you are stuck, waiting for them to tell you why. Move on.
Absolutely.
That part.
And, you know, thinking about this whole rumor deal, because really, I believe that's why a lot of people ghost individuals. They hear rumors and they feel, well, this must be true, so they cut somebody off. Or somebody hears, oh, you know what, I heard this about Nikki, I don't even want to be a part of that. And then they cut themselves off from you. I would say, because you're the identity person, that when you carry on a rumor that somebody else told you, you're taking on that other person's identity.
Ooh, and which means they got control over you.
There you go.
Wow.
They controlling you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Whenever I say things like that to people, they ain't controlling me. Well, yes, they are.
Yes,
Look
they
at
are.
what you're doing. They controlling your mind and controlling your thoughts. They keeping you because you saying they are keeping you in a place where you can't move past this. They are controlling you.
Yep.
Take back control.
And
That's
what
it.
the young folks say, they living in your mind rent free.
Rent free.
Rent free.
And that's the thing that I think is interesting too, because I can actually say it now. As I mentioned in the last show. So I'm thinking about the scenario that we gave with Larisha, because we try to make it point. Okay. The first show was Uncle Ruckus, and this show is Larisha. So just thinking about what we're saying is, if I listen to someone who tells me a rumor about someone that I know, and I don't shut it down like a whole grown up, because I know I'm the type of person, let's say it's the three of us. No, girl, I'm about to come pick you up, and we're going to Nikki's house, or we're going to Larisha. No, we're going to have this conversation. However, that's how, going back to the generations of what you were saying, Larisha, in the last show, that's how I seen the elders handle it. Just like the word of God say, if y'all can't do it on y'all own, bring somebody else in, so that way we get, So then, let's say we go back to the person that started the rumor. Because you're causing division, manipulation, all these other type of things. And then what happens? They play the victim. Because I can't admit, I can't put my pride aside and admit, then I start playing, not me. Let me go back to they start playing the victim. How many times, and as y'all are listening to tonight's show, how many times have you seen or heard this? Have you done it? Have you seen it in your family? Have you seen it with your coworkers at work? When somebody want to throw you under the bus because they want the promotion. So I want the extra $2 an hour that the government gonna take $1.95. So I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
How often? But we call ourselves grown-ups. And it makes me sad for our children and our grandchildren, because this is what they're seeing.
Yes.
And some of us grown-ups that's still in children's bodies, let me put up my church finger, some of us have the audacity and the unmitigated gall, as they used to say when I was growing up, to be sharing this with your kids that are under the age of 18. Because I'm mad at your auntie. And don't you dare talk to her. How many families have we seen split because of two people like Kenya like to always say they arguing over $5 from 50 years ago? Because she ain't paid my $5.
It don't even have the same value.
You know?
Because 5 now need to be add a couple zeros behind it. But I'm just saying. But we're grown. And then we got the audacity to ghost and play victim.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people, I think they have to start recognizing patterns in the relationships that they have. So it doesn't matter if you have been the one perpetuating the ghosting or if you have been ghosted. If you recognize that this is a pattern that is going on in your life, when do you stop and say enough is enough? Why those patterns keep repeating themselves for people to ghost you or you to ghost people? At what point do you stop and say, what is the root cause of this? And then try to go from hurting to healing so that you don't have these same patterns going on in your life.
I wanna tap into that because you said what is it? Why can't we stop or recognize the patterns? I feel like most of the time with a lot of people, we internalize the fault. It becomes about us, well, what I must have done something. So self-blame.
Right.
Yeah.
We start to blame ourselves. So I can't see the pattern because the pattern has been that I am the blame. So I blame me for them doing whatever it is that they've done. But I want to give y'all the flip side of that because growth means recognizing that avoidance says more about their emotional maturity than your value.
Yes.
Right.
But I feel like it's that internalized guilt or fault that we take on. And it's rooted, I feel like, in childhood things. You know, you have the parent who always blame. Yeah, that attachment in you did or you didn't or you could never prove. So that foundation was never really set properly. So now when somebody does something, oh my God, I must have did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. So then oh my God, it just
People pleasing.
The people pleasing comes into play. Like it just becomes this domino thing or this thing that happens that takes us down what we call the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
And you are always the one. The deeper you go, the more is your fault.
Right.
Yeah.
It's never the other person's fault. Until you start working your way up out of that and healing to grow, you won't ever see that you have absolutely nothing to do with why someone decided to ghost.
Absolutely.
You can't control it.
Absolutely not.
Ghosted and grown.
Yeah. But I think, when we recognize patterns as well, and y'all understand this is me and my rabbit hole mind, some people have to stop for a minute. And like I say, if you go be grown, be all the way grown. If I got 20 people lined up on a line in the parking lot, and one person comes up and slaps the first one, then slaps the second, third, fifth, all the way down the line. At some point, if I'm number 15 or somewhere like that, I'm getting out of that line.
Okay? Because you're going to slap me.
And if people keep ghosting you, then I think one of the things you have to do is get out of line, try to figure out why is it you keep finding yourself in that pattern. And if that situation dictates that it's you, then you have to head towards healing. You have to come into that knowledge and understanding that there is something about you that aligns yourself with individuals that are like this, that makes you vulnerable to being ghosted.
And that's I wrote that down as a reflection question, so to speak. It's what did ghosting teach you about yourself? Because we will take and make it about other people, but what did it teach you about you? Because at the end of the day, you're accountable to yourself. You are not accountable for them or what they do. Again, remember, ghosting is an event. It's not your identity. What is up with you as to the reason why you feel like you keep falling in that pattern of being ghosted?
That is good.
So I see duality
Okay.
definitely in this thing. So ghosting per se is not about my value. It's not about per se anything that I did, right? When I'm ghosted. It's about the other person's limits. It's about the other person's I guess lack of capacity to communicate and maybe even to connect. But the duality is if I keep finding myself in this space, I do have to stop
And think of,
and reassess and look at, well, why is this continually happening to me? So the reframe, what would the reframe look like in that duality? Do y'all know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it's not necessarily you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Because we're saying it's us,
Right.
but we're saying it's
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 them.
it
them.
could easily be them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess if you are coming from a healed space and you've been ghosted, then you can honestly, truthfully put it into play and say, this had absolutely nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Right.
This was them, and which is their choice, right? They get to choose whatever it is that they want to choose.
Right.
But you can't take on their choosing as your identity.
That's right.
So if they did ghost you, or okay, I'm gonna just go there. I've been ghosted before by someone that I thought we were super close.
Yeah.
I did check myself because that's who I am. And like I said before, if there is a miscommunication, I'm going to ask, hey, I'm going to call you up. Hey, we okay? Everything all right? I do something, I say something that could have offended you in any way. When I received the answer of no, but I heard the coldness in the voice, I knew it wasn't me. And so when that call ended, I was able to separate myself from that. So as the ghosting continued, I was no longer offended. I was no longer the person asking the question why, because I knew I had nothing to do with it. My emotional maturity was at a place where I made the phone call. I checked my temperature. I checked to make sure I hadn't switched anything. I can't account for why they chose what they chose.
Right.
Yes.
So my thing was, okay, you're good. Continue to live your healed life. That's their emotional immaturity.
Yes.
And it's nothing I could do about it.
That's good. You know, it made me think about this. This is kind of weird, and I might need my counselor friends to help me with this. But isn't it interesting how when a person goes, so let's say you and I have this strong relationship, we call each other sisters and whatever the case may be. So one of us goes the other. And so when it comes to the realization, you pick up the phone, you call me, you say, Shan, all the things, and you feel, you like, okay, good, I'm cool. Then I'll turn around and get mad even more at you for something you didn't do, because why you not pursuing and continue to run after me? So what, you don't think our relationship is good enough? Wait a minute, pause. Look, like Rachel always say, you started it. And so, but then you would further get mad at me because I'm not running on that hamster wheel chasing you in this relationship that because the ball was in your court initially, is evident that you know what I'm saying? And it's interesting, as you were speaking about that, I was thinking about for Kenya and I, and you all, can understand being in the military. When you have people that you were cool with and they get a divorce. Now, Kenya and I never pick sides. Hey, we could be cool with both parties. That's a grown-up decision that y'all decided to make. But with some divorced people, they want you to pick sides. Well, you was my friend first. Oh, you on this side, you on this side. And then we get ghosted. So we've gotten ghosted, and you know me, I'm going, what did we do? Like, I'm just straight up, what did we do? Or whatever. And it's like, what it come down to was this, and this is what Larissa said earlier. It came down to, it's not that it's the fact that we got a divorce, it's the fact that our marriage didn't work and y'all's marriage is still working. And so I'd rather not be around you all because of embarrassment. They didn't know how to say that. But I thought we was 10 toes down. Our kids are calling you auntie and uncle, and that means a thing in the King's household.
2 words.
Yes, ma'am.
Emotional maturity.
That part. That part. That part. Lack thereof. What you, Larissa? I like that. She said, lack thereof.
Yeah.
So why is it, and I'm just playing back things in my head, that when we talk about the whole ghosting thing and maturity, it seems like kids handle it better than adults do.
You know, they have the language. They have the language for it. We've talked about emotional intelligence
And
before, and we lacked emotional intelligence because our foundation started without it. They didn't have the words for it. And so as we grew up, or we grew, they didn't have it to give to us.
Right.
When we became adults, we started to dabble in it a little bit and started to feed it to our children. And now these kids who are now having babies and children, they are on top of it.
Absolutely. And so the reason why I say that is I can think back to times when I was a child. I've seen things on TV. And we have to understand, TV, we know a lot of things are made up. A lot of times it's a representation of life. You will see 2 little boys playing together and they want the same car. They get mad. Johnny gives Jimmy the car back. I'm not giving them the car, but I'm going home. You just did no contact. But then instead of ghosting, eventually they work their way back to each other. Well, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. And the kids start playing again. Because I think at that point as a child, you recognize that it ain't about the toy. It's about the connection once again. But then what we started to do when we got older as teenagers, that same stuff happened. And what we started to do is we changed the meaning of connection. So now the connection is not about having an individual that I can rely on, play with, whatever. Now I have to align myself. Connection becomes alignment with somebody that agrees with me. And as we get to adults, it continues to go that same thing. If you don't think the same way I do, if you don't feel the same way I feel, then you ain't with me. And that's the reason why this country's in the way it's in.
Likes, hearts.
There you go.
And comments. Likes, hearts, and comments.
Wow.
That's all we want. We don't want no connection.
Oh, and it's interesting, as you were speaking, I was thinking about this. Isn't it something about how when we grew up, and when we were little children, the adults in our lives would say, cut that out. You two apologize. But don't do it as a grown up. They won't apologize, but they made us apologize.
And because everybody want to be right.
So this episode called Ghosted and Grown?
Ghosted and Grown.
So are we finding out that
we're
not grown?
We ain't grown.
What did I say? We have a big age and little kids.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I guess what I'm trying to, I'm not going to ask the question, but it's interesting how we as adults, grown, healthy, intelligent adults, we will not put our pride aside to apologize. A lot will not say, I was wrong, and mean it. Not, okay, well, I'm wrong then. No, that's not how you do that. The little child comes, that part. The behavior, the nonverbals, as we see in counseling.
Mad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel that way.
I'm sorry you felt that way.
That ain't an apology.
I'm sorry.
That feels that way.
Invalidation.
Oh my
God.
God.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And then they want people to open up to them.
No.
Right.
Nobody about to open up to that. I'm sorry you feel that way. Girl, when you said that, it just went because I hear it all the time from people. I'm sorry you feel that way. Don't put I'm sorry what you feel that way because you're not sorry.
Nope.
They feel that way. You're not. Stop lying to yourself.
You're not even connecting
at all
to where they are.
Think about it in a marriage.
Yeah.
Think about it as a husband and wife. Sometimes ghosting take place in marriage. Ghosting, but we're supposed to be grown.
Help us with that
Look,
today.
I'm just saying. But we're supposed to be grown, but we ghosting in our own marriage. And so it's interesting. So when you say, I'm sorry you felt that way. Husband or wife, you're invalidating their feelings.
Yeah.
You're saying what they feel doesn't matter. And you did not apologize.
You did not.
That was not an apology.
It wasn't.
I don't know what that was, but it doesn't fit in the apology category. Okay? And then, as you said, then you want a person to be vulnerable with you? You want me to give you more ammunition? And you're not even acting like an adult. You're not even sitting on it, thinking about it, like you said, like, what did I do? What did I say? How could I have handled that differently? Because that's what we say when you come to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, ma'am, I have a question to ask you. So this is a concern. It's a place of contention in your marriage. How could you have handled or said that differently?
Yep.
Come on, let's practice.
Yeah.
And then who they get mad at? The therapist. And I don't know if I like this therapist. We should go to counseling no more. No. This is how we heal, and healing hurts.
It does.
It's a process. We did a whole show about it. Go check it
watch
out.
Yeah.
Right.
Go watch it.
Wow.
Find out if you heal. Because if this rubbing you the wrong way, them wounds, it's oozing.
Yep.
Go watch the show.
Grown and
Go.
I just think of too, we can get, I don't want to say heady, intellectualize the ghosting process
Okay.
and not deal with the emotional
The piece to it. Okay.
side of it. You know what I'm saying? The sadness, the loneliness, the isolation of it, just the general pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That comes as a result of, you know what I'm saying? The ghosting. I want to just stop in this moment and I just want to validate if there is anyone out there that is listening to us on this evening, and you have been ghosted and you are a grown adult and you're still feeling the sting of it, I want you to understand that that ghosting doesn't define you. Their ghosting doesn't define you. But your response defines how you're going to be healed.
Absolutely.
If I could say it that way. So I want to validate what you're feeling. What you're feeling is real. What you're feeling is maneuverable. You can maneuver through it. You can walk past it, work past it. But we're talking about all this ghosted and grown, and you sitting there. You know what I mean? And you have been ghosted and you are grown, but you still feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
right.
How can we deal with the pain of it?
I would say, because I know one of the things that when I'm hearing or talking to clients who have been ghosted, the one thing they want to do is go back and keep rereading the last message that was sent, or go searching on social media to make sure that they're still alive, or they see what you posted, and if y'all still friends, like you open up all these channels that are still accessible to you because you're hoping for something. And for me, I would say start practicing affirmations of worth, knowing who you are, identifying within yourself who you are, to start that healing process, that if they chose to ghost, you're not sitting, like I said, in limbo, waiting for somebody to close something up for you. Choose the closure you want for yourself. Start speaking life into yourself. If you need other help, go to the Bible and find out who God says that you are, and start speaking those words of truth, those words of love over you, because ghosting, like we said, it has a lot of emotional components to it that can cause you to feel like you're worthless or you're worth nothing. But God said, you are above and not beneath. He said you are more than a conqueror. He said that you are the head and not the tail. These are things that God has spoken about you. And so I think finding those things and starting to speak those types of things over your life begins that healing process for you.
Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when it comes to being ghosted, it's about hurt and pain. And to kind of answer Larissa's question, you have to go back and find out what the connection is. when an individual was ghosted. And I think in some cases, and I just kind of feel this, we're hidden in a lot of areas about relationships, but we may not be going deep in them.
Yeah.
So let's think about it this way. Somebody befriends me. I have a lot of trust in that individual. We are cool with each other for a long period of time. They need to borrow $300. I give them the $300. I never hear from them again. They ghosted us. Why? Because they got what they wanted. So you can't hold that against yourself because somebody else decided to play off of your niceness. Same thing goes in relationships. I can meet a young lady if I was single. If we had relations with one another and she never called me again, she got what she wanted. So people use you sometime and then they ghost you. That doesn't take away from the person that you are. Basically, it's saying it's less of them because they had to go that route to use you to try to get something that you had that was prideful for you, that belonged to you. And I know a lot of young ladies, I know it happens to men as well, they will give of themselves in a sexual way. And then once a man gets what he wants, he never calls again. And they feel ghosted. Why didn't you call me? Well, the simple answer is because they got what they were after. You were looking for something else. And so what do we do at that point? Give yourself some grace and some mercy.
Right.
When you have to think about it, it's not about your body being the prize. It should be your mind and your heart. See, we focus on the wrong prize. When somebody takes money from us and they don't pay it back, you're focusing on the money itself instead of realizing that, hey, I can still be a blessing to somebody else. And it doesn't have to come from money, because if I lost this $300 being a cheerful giver, that's what do you think God's going to do? $600 is going to come out 100-fold. It's going to come back around. So I think in that context, we are hurt when people ghost us because what we may have gave to them and we expected more of them than what they did.
Right. I think I would answer by saying, because it's something that I'm learning here recently, is definitely acknowledging your feelings about how do you feel. Am I hurt? Am I angry? Am I frustrated? Do I feel used? Do I feel less than? Kind of get into that and allow yourself to feel, because I think what a lot of people do in this situation is say, oh, I'm over it. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm all right. And then technically you're not, because deep on the inside, you fuming.
And you're still talking about it.
Yes, you cannot let it go.
That's when you know you ain't healed.
That part. You're not healed when you cannot let it go. So it's like, what do you do with it? But if you choose to ignore your feelings, that thing is going to forever be raging inside of you.
Yeah.
Forever. But if you, okay, let me acknowledge my feelings. This is how I feel. Maybe the person will come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. And as you have sit in it, you've processed on it, you've processed it with your therapist, then you'll be able to say, can I be honest with you? Like when that happened, I didn't know what happened, but I know this is how it made me feel. I was so hurt that, I thought we were better than that. I was angry. Like I was so mad at you because, again, I thought we were better than that. I think by someone sitting down, having that type of dialogue, healthy dialogue, will help to educate and teach the person.
Yeah.
Because it would be in the hopes, if they're not a user or a parasite, as I like to say, and they are truly a good person, maybe they had a moment, something else was going on in their life, they may say, you know what? Dang, I made Nikki feel like that. I don't ever want to make nobody feel like that again. So they may maneuver a different way. They may, you know what I'm saying? It could be a teachable moment, as our aunt says. It could be a great teachable moment. So that, I think, will be important for the person who has been ghosted to acknowledge how you feel. Because like I always say, even in grief, if you don't acknowledge and you recognize like that first year is going to be hard, you're going to stay stuck there. And it'll prolong the grief. It's going to prolong the hurt and the anger because you took this $300 from me. And girl, I said I had to pay the electric bill, but you had to go to the Usher concert. I think that's Chris Brown. Chris Brown. So no, not Usher, my bad, dog. Chris, if you want to throw us some tickets, I ain't never been to a concert. But I'm just saying, let's stay on the range. Let's stay. Look, she said,
I don't know the dance, but I was a crazy bowl. No. As I'm listening to you, when you said to be able to maybe come back and have that conversation with someone, it does open up for you to be able to really express your feelings to that person, but I do like the fact that you said, asking yourself those questions that you feel about yourself. So that question I said earlier, what did ghosting teach you about yourself? So when I was ghosted, I did. I took some time to understand me. Like, how did this impact me? And if it were to ever happen again, will I question myself in that manner ever again? And as I really dug into who I am, I was like, Nikki, there was never, ever a reason for you to question yourself. So for me, because I've had people ask me, well, if they came and tried to talk to you now, how would you be? How would you respond? I wouldn't be nasty. I don't even really feel like I would need to bring up the fact that they ghosted because you know what you did.
Right.
I know who I am. I'm going to remain that person. I just now know how to engage with you. Right? So, yeah, that boundary. So I don't need to explain to you anything. I don't need to come and lay it out on the table because I am healed. Now, you come bearing your soul out is because you feel the need to do that. But I wouldn't, as a healed person, I wouldn't feel the need to have words about it. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm just thinking through it now. If it ever presented itself to me, I wouldn't even jump at the opportunity because there's no need for me.
So let me ask this question. No, I got a question. So let's say, because I'm sure, like we said, we've experienced ghosting. You had a tight relationship and ghosting happens. Maybe conversations was had, wasn't had, or the person came back and apologized. Do you all feel that the relationship could be as tight as it was since that ghosting incident happened?
Okay.
Look, I'm just being honest because I know me. I answer last.
Yeah. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Situation dictates,
So what do you, when you say situation, what do you mean?
So let's say you've got a really good friend. Y'all were friends forever and a day. Then all of a sudden, just, you didn't hear anything from this individual anymore. Maybe that person was going through something and they had to go and heal themselves first and then come back and try to make amends, because if they would have came at you while they were going through it, it could have really damaged your relationship. They could have went off on you. They could say, you're the reason for it. I heard you said this and that. But they took the time to be a mature adult and say, let me move myself. Let me separate a little bit. Go out and handle this. Then come back and say, you know what? That it wasn't you. It was all about me. Or I had
They
escaped.
didn't say that.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, then there would be no
No.
contact instead of ghosting, right?
Right. Because
So
everybody,
there's no contact.
everybody won't be on that level to say that because they're taking that journey in their own way. Not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but everything is not going to be pretty and drawn out. Say, well, I felt this way. I should have came to you. I did this. Now when it got healed, some people go jump straight to the healing and then come back.
Larisha?
I see it a little different.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, so relationships change and grow as we change and grow. So if the ghosting incident happened, I'm not going to be like, but I am going to be mindful.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And access to me, you know what I'm saying? In that way will be, will be limited.
Yeah.
It will definitely be limited.
Yeah.
You can't just poop on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And be like, oh, you smell like roses.
Oh my God, why did I know you was going to say that?
Everything smells like roses. Because that's where your boundaries come into play.
Yeah.
Boundaries, how you shared it earlier, is showing other people or teaching other people how to treat us.
Yeah.
And so if I'm going to allow mistreatment, you know what I mean? Then I'm going to get the mistreatment.
That's
But my boundary in that situation would be, all right, you don't have that same access.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
To me.
I
I still love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still communicate with you. I still love you. But I just know, you know what I mean? You know what I'm dealing with.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it could be a misunderstanding. And yeah, it could be them going off and getting their healing and realizing all that. But no, this shows me, You know me exactly how I need to move and exactly how I need to live. But
Yeah, I totally agree, because I feel like that if we're cool and tight like that, that shows me the level of cool and tightness we actually had. Because if I was cool and tight with you and I'm hey, Larissa, girl, I am going through something right now. I need to break away. I don't, for my sake and my boundaries, I don't have to explain to you why. I can just tell you I need space.
yeah.
And I take my space. But if I ghost you, that shows the value of the relationship to me.
Okay.
So, yeah, after coming back, you might be able to come back, but you ain't coming back in strong like you were before.
Yeah.
Like
Access.
that, it's very limited, very limited. And so, and I feel like it doesn't create a wall. It doesn't build a wall. It doesn't build a barrier. It's that gate, like you said, that boundary. There's contact, but there's a line.
Yeah.
Initially, they had top secret clearance. Now
I
they got
was just thinking that. I was just thinking that. Oh my God. I promise you.
Okay.
I was thinking that.
SCI.
No, it's
Right. I was thinking that too. I was like, is it Generax? What is it at the lowest level?
Wait, you get in, you might get in by, we're going to stop and talk at the door.
For official use only.
For official
Yeah.
use only. Yeah. You get access to the front door.
Wait, no.
Not beyond.
I see Nikki like a person at jail. Pick up the phone. Yeah.
We're going to talk through plexiglass.
Okay.
We're going to talk through the door. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I still love on you though.
Absolutely.
I still love on you, but wisdom.
Yes, because at the
Jesus had
wisdom. Yes. At the end of the day. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're talking about, to me, ghosted. And so it takes me, which I had to learn this very thing, reason, season, or lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Because to me, top secret security clearance, going back to our example, the military, is a lifetime. That means to me we have a relationship that's so tight that if I call you at 2 a.m, because that's which way we need to go and what we need to bring. Yeah, I know what is. What we need, because we in Texas. Yeah. But it's like if I had to learn that I can't place everybody in the lifetime category.
Yeah.
And if you, and like how we say, in the streets or however you want to coin it, I'm watching how you move.
Yeah.
Or let's take it to the biblical streets. You should know them by their fruit. Like your fruit was good and fresh in the beginning. And I thought we was cool, and then you done flaked on me. The relationship to me, it's like shattered glass. We could put all the pieces back together, but somewhere it's still going to be a leak. So I don't think it could be the same, even though I wanted in my heart to be the same. But then as Kenya told me, probably about 2 months ago, basically stop hurting your own feelings. I was like, well, stop hurting your own feelings. We hurt our own feelings. People ghost us and we keep giving them access.
Your husbands are something else.
Yeah, I mean, that's how stop hurting your own feelings. I was like,
okay.
Dang.
Right. So you had a silent moment too.
I had to sit in it.
I had a recent silent moment like that too. And I was like, well, all right.
You can't do nothing. Be like,
okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
stop
right.
hurting your own feelings.
Yeah.
Everybody's not operating in a grown, mature state is what I'm getting out of this show tonight. And ghosting is very immature.
Very.
Is what I'm gaining from this show as well. But we just, I guess, have to, would it be fair to say, look at relationships? You said that, I think, like examining the relationships, but our identity person, as we very well say, you have to start with the relationship within yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Why am I allowing this?
So as you were saying that, that's where my mind was going. It's like, before I even get to that point where I have to reevaluate whether or not you will have access to me or remain accessible, I will remain accessible to you. I was thinking like, well, if I really dug a little deeper into the beginning parts of it, I probably wouldn't choose these types of people to be in my circle to begin with. Now, I do understand that we cannot dictate how a person is going to show up, right? Because people can present one way, like you said, be fresh fruit in the beginning and turn sour in the end. And so I do understand that, but I think with how our relationships have evolved and how we started, it was kind of like, yeah, I know who I am type thing. So I know what I want around me. And so I'm only going to choose the type of people to be around me that represents the type of person that I am. So if I am and showing up in this healed space and being this person who says, who has boundaries in place, who knows who she is, who knows what she wants, knows where she's going, she or he, I'm just saying. I am going to invite the same type of people in my space. So if you are not in alignment, so either one of us, if we call and say, hey, we ain't 300 type of people. Let me borrow $1,000.
Yeah. Go on.
Here you go, because you know you're going to get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be like, oh, I don't know if I should let Nikki borrow $1,000. She might not give it back. You already know the type of person I am. Based upon the fact that you know who you are. So you've invited that same type of spirit around you. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making this make sense.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So when I think about being grown and ghosted, let me pause.
Look, I know we like, get it out. Bring it to the table.
Let me pause.
We ain't right.
I'm trying to put the barrel up.
Pause.
Right.
Bring the barrel out.
Because I was thinking about just the situation that I was in and being ghosted. You know, I had absolutely nothing to do with that. But I think, too, as I'm thinking back to what I just said about how we are choosing our friends, when I chose this people to be my friend, I wasn't as in a healed space as I am today. So when we were close based upon the Nikki who didn't quite know exactly who she was and where she was going. So I think, yes, that still is valid. It makes sense in what I just said, because now when I choose friends, I ain't worried about none of y'all ghosting me.
Yeah. It's the caliber of people that you surround yourself.
Yeah. I mean, would y'all agree to that? Like, does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Being the people that we find, especially with family. Now we can't do nothing about them. They just
You just pray.
Pray real hard. But as you have become grown and evolved more, the people who are in your circle now are people who are like you, like-minded, correct?
Right. And that's why growth is a good word here.
Yeah.
Because as you grow, then the things around you change with it.
Yeah.
It's no different than a fruit tree. If you've ever noticed, sometimes on some fruit trees, some one side may be put out more than the other one. So you got to be on that same side that's doing the same. You should know a tree by its fruit. What side of the tree are you on?
Ooh, the one that's getting water and sun.
Something, yeah. Because there can be a lot of stuff on the other side. If a tree is facing a certain way, a lot of sunlight is over here, it may go dry, so it may not produce as much. Something over here has been fertile, that's getting water, apples, orange, whatever, they may be sweeter, whatever the case may be. So which side are you choosing to be on when it comes to the people that are around you?
It's a choice.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
And I could go so deep with that. I'm going to try not to, but we see that in everyday life. It doesn't matter if you're at work, if you're at church, if you're on the playground, if you're off in your community. Look at your surroundings of the people that are there. That'll show you what side of the tree that you're actually picking apples from.
So you know your own doggone fruit about who you surround yourself with. Oh, my God. That's a word. Oh, my God. Pass the offering plate. Look, I was about to go up in tongues. Oh, my God. Come on.
Oh.
Yes.
So basically what I'm getting from this, because I'm learning in this, is we really as individuals need to examine ourselves and see who, family, friends, foe that we are surrounding ourselves with. And we can't get mad that we keep getting hurt because we keep surrounding ourselves with these people.
With the people who we know who would do the hurting.
Oh, my God. And so that's what I wrote down is, are you a serial ghoster? Are you surrounding yourself around people that are serial ghosters?
Okay.
A serial ghoster. mean, that was it. That was right here. I know. A serial ghoster.
You a serial... I can't even say it right.
Serial
Ghoster.
Shan.
That's something for y'all to think about.
Oh.
Because you have people that ghost.
Y'all.
Okay. And on that note, we're just going to end it there.
Not a serial ghoster.
That's homework. That's homework.
That's homework.
That's homework for y'all. Oh, I don't even... Do we need... Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining us here at Talk Therapy Heal.
Yeah.
If you are watching us on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and that notification bell. Ding! If you are listening to us on a podcast, don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. But I just want to repeat what my sis Shan just asked y'all. Are you a serial ghoster with your grown self?
Yeah.
Thank you
Homegrown self.
again for joining us here at Talk Therapy Heal. Y'all be blessed. Bye.
Bye.